gorgeous Cancerians. Oh, I'm so happy to be with you this morning. I'm here for your May 2021 readings, and I've got to tell you, I just felt linking into Cancer energy, like insta smiles. I was like, oh, I love being in the Cancerian energies. You guys are some of my favorites. I've got to say, your energy is just so welcoming. I always feel so warm and loved inside Cancer energy. So hi. I'm Emma. I'm going to be bringing forward your May 21 readings today. And I've spent some time linking into Cancer energy to bring in, those intuitive messages for themes of May. And as we move through the conversation, I'll pull 3 cards just to layer and texture that. And towards the end of this video, we'll pull 1 card for relationships as well. So themes of romance, and whether you're in union or single, we'll look at May themes for relationship. But let me tell you, the message that I had popped down for you guys that came up for May is bravely onwards into new worlds. And I do feel that May is calling you, Cancer. I feel like May is calling you. I feel like you're being called forwards. And I feel like the reason I've put bravely is because it is going to require a little bit of courage. Now, I don't believe you're going anywhere scary. And I don't believe you're going into anything that is particularly disastrous. Okay, I'm not feeling bad vibes. But what I am feeling is that it's going to require a bit of bravery because of some uncertainty. Going into new things is sometimes scary. Taking that beautiful Cancerian heart into new environments can feel quite vulnerable. And when I was connecting in, I feel like what's coming is some offers and some opportunities beckoning you into new places. Places that perhaps you want to go. It's a knowing that you're going. Yeah? This is a path for you to explore. This is a world for you to experience. And yet, there is definitely some nervousness. Now, when I connected in, it felt a bit like, when we say, I've got old stories connected to this. All right, and we say, oh, but in the past, I'm getting all these memories of when I've tried this before or been in something similar. I'm getting these old stories. But it's just old stories, we say. It's just old stories. Now, I'd love to bring a different tone because I think what's actually happening is, I think through May, it will be very easy to believe that this is old stories, because when you have an uncomfortable feeling, whether that's nervousness or anxiety or fear, it might be that you do get a memory from the past, and it does start to, to sort of take the space, and you've got this memory from the past. But I think as a wonderful practice, it's a really great idea to say this might be familiar with an old story, but this discomfort is a current feeling. Okay, it's a current feeling. It's happening now. It's being felt now. And the reason for that is perhaps because there are elements here that are slightly uncomfortable. Yes, they might remind you of an old story, but this isn't an old story happening inside of you, Cancer. This is happening now. This is a story that's playing out now. This is a current feeling. And now what I love about this is, I love it. Because what it does is it gives you power now. Sometimes we feel like we're trying to heal a story that we brought along for us for years. Like, I've always been this way since I was a teenager, since I was a child. This story always happened. And I think what's glorious is if we can bring it into, okay, I'm having a current feeling. What is causing that feeling for me? What is it? Is it, this person that I'm working with I'm not sure I can trust them? Is it that my partner, I don't feel like I'm being listened to? Is it a friend who's being critical of me? What is it that is now making me uncomfortable? Because if I can meet it now, and just meet it now, be honest with the now feeling, as I move forward differently, I will heal the past. So by meeting the current story and just taking that brave step into the current story, you've got all the power to heal all the old ones right now. And this is magic. This is gold. So I do feel like there is this knowing in you that you can trust. You've got big emotions, big feelings. And what's great is you've actually got big support right now, Cancer. I feel like you've got some very special friends or family or a lover. You've got people in your world that have got you. You know that you are loved and felt and seen and heard and appreciated and valued. And you've got people that are on your side and by your side. And I believe this level of support has been incredible for you. I feel like it has been supportive of you loving yourself and appreciating yourself and valuing yourself. And of course, I know spirituality says it's got to come from within before it can come from without. But I actually think your people have been really important to your process of being able to feel like you can take your place in this world, because you do feel that belonging. Belonging is so important to our humanity, like so important. I work with children as well as this, and I tell you now, belonging is a huge thing. That feeling of belonging is so huge to our heart, our humanity, our self-esteem, our self-confidence. And I do believe you've got all these great people around you that have been really supportive of layering your feeling of belonging. And so you've almost got these cheerleaders around you, reminding you of who you are, reflecting it back to you. You've got these people that truly adore you and get you and feel you. And I feel like they're going to be encouraging you along this path that you know is for you, through these doorways you know are for you, into these experiences that you know you're supposed to be having. And when you meet this discomfort, this wobble that goes, oh, I don't know if I can, I feel like it's your people that are going to be saying, of course you can. Of course you can. And what I love, you throw all this together in this brilliant melting pot, and we are healing the past by walking bravely through the present. How incredible is this? Like, this is a big May. So yes, you're moving forward in May. Without a doubt, you are going into new worlds. This is a big calling. You're going into maybe brand new life, maybe a brand new life, like one that really does take place of the one you've been living, like a whole new world being put over the top of this one, or like you've stepped out of this globe over here and you've gone, boop, I'm in a brand new world. But all your people are with you. All your people are with you. And I feel like this is very big transformative stuff. I do feel like it's life-changing stuff. I feel like you will look back in hindsight and say, this is where your world changed in a really big way. But it does require bravery. And I think that's okay, because new things do. You know, like confidence, Cancer, is when you've done something 100 times. Yeah, I've done this 100 times. Like, I am particularly very confident at walking. I can walk. I've been walking my whole life. I'm confident at the alphabet. I know it from A through to Z. But that's because you do these things 100 million squillion times. Confidence comes with repetition. But bravery is required when it's new. Your fear is not indicative of your readiness. You know, it's not. Your self-protection is indicative of your readiness. So if you're feeling quite self-protective, do listen to that. It shows you how much you're ready to invest at any given time. So that's great. But your fear is not indicative of that. It's requiring a bit of bravery on your part. But do you know what, Cancer? I think your whole life has got you ready for this level of bravery. I think you are incredibly brave. I think you're incredibly brilliant. And I think that big, bold, strong, all-feeling heart knows it can be brave, and knows that bravery is only required to actually move through the gateway, because once you're in the new world, you'll be so busy living it that you won't have time to think about being brave because you're just to be too busy living. And so, you know, you are taking some big brave steps. You are moving forward in big brave ways. And yes, we are calling you to be brave, but I get this feeling that you're going to love being brave. You know, like I just feel like you're going to wear it well. Like, yeah, I'm brave. Check out my courage. I just feel like you're going to feel so great. putting brave on as like a little sticker name tag. Do you know, like, I'm brave, nice to meet you. Do you know, like, I just feel like you're going to wear bravery really well in May. And so those probably are our big themes. I mean, I will pull 3 cards just to layer the conversation and see if there is anything different there that needs to be covered. Okay, I actually feel like this covers it. We've got here the 3 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. Now, this is what I have just said about it feels like an old story because you have got a memory associated with that particular emotion. But the emotion and the feeling is a current story. It's a current issue. It's a current thing, right? And by meeting it now, you will heal the past. Rather than trying to heal the past and heal the pattern and heal everything, just meet now. Just meet now, move through it differently now. And the magic is it will heal the past. And that is really special. And what I love about this is we then have our 4 of Pentacles on top that says this is you just taking that moment. You know, like this is you taking a moment to say, I've got a current feeling. I'm just going to hold here for a minute because I've got a current feeling. I'm not budging anywhere. I don't want to move right now. I'm just going to take a minute because I've got this feeling that feels like an old feeling and it's kind of a current feeling. And I need to just take a moment to decide how I want to move on. And there's you moving on. This is your being honest, being real, being true, being you. And saying, right, and you know what? It's almost, oh my God, I'm just seeing this now. How beautiful is this? It's almost like in your coming back to self and in your decide, you know, you're choosing to move forward. Isn't it like we just take one of those swords out? Like that healing of the past. It's almost like this is the sword you've removed from your own heart. And you're now using it as a superpower to move forward. Like it just gives you so much strength and so much courage and so much aliveness. And there you are. Now you have a new truth. By the removal of this sword, like, bink, hold on, put him down. Remove the sword out, bink. And now you've got a new superpower. It's now a new truth, a new way of being. And you are charging forwards. And you're actually using this. You're transmuting it. You're utilizing it to not allow you to become less through your discomfort. You're not reduced by your discomfort, but you are made more because of how you use it. And now that is incredible to me. So, you know, I'm just going to let you have just a little look at those, you know. So we've got those old yet current things to move forward with. And you are so capable of just taking a moment, checking in with self, not reacting, but allowing yourself to have time to act. And then once you do act, my goodness, you're going to be unstoppable. And I think this power you gather in May is just going to give you incredible momentum for creation the rest of the year. It's almost like as you get into that practice of speaking your truth, and doing things differently and going forward bravely, you are gathering this strength to be able to create everything you're dreaming of and wanting to experience in really, 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 really big ways. And this is the gateway, isn't it? Like May is your gateway. You're stepping through the gateway into new worlds. And I just think nothing else will be as scary for sort of some time after you've moved through these gateways, because you're just not going to meet that fear in the same way. You're just going to be meeting it with such a gold perspective that you won't feel that kind of worry the same way. It won't have the same impact on you. It won't be as emotionally exhaustive because you've gathered something in May. You pick something up, Cancer, that allows you to meet every life experience after this differently. And it's just going to give you some sort of magical key. It's like, oh, I love it. It's like you're going through this gateway and you're given the key to go through it. And then that key helps you go through many, 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 many other gateways for months and months, if not years and years. This magic key whilst the sort of sourcing of it might be like coming through a little bit of discomfort, once you've got it for life. And you can go anywhere. And so this is a really big, powerful moving forward month, but moving forward in a really big, sort of an evolved way. I'm so deeply excited for you. I can't even tell you how deeply excited I am. Like, oh, I love it. I love it. Right. So let's have a look. I mean, everything I've discussed really does apply to relationship as well. So if you want to rewatch and put it under the relationship sort of spotlight, you're very welcome to do that if you're able to do that. But I mean, of course, we'll also pull a card for relationships in May. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Fate is having a hand in your relationships this month. And I believe with everything we've discussed here, I would suggest that in relationships, you're going into new worlds here. And it is what I said, these are places you need to go, that you know you're destined to experience. There is just a knowing in you, Cancer, in May, that you need to go here. There's a place you need to go inside your relationship. So if you're in union, it might be that you and your partner are taking your relationship to another place. It might even be another location, but I'm feeling like it is another place, definitely energetically, and that you are moving forward together because you know there is an experience for you guys to have. And whatever this particular experience is, through the living of it, you're going to feel your relationship go to new places. I do think there's something to engage in. I feel like there's something you're sort of destined to engage in. There's a life experience you're meeting together. This is a co-creative experience, and it does feel like a thing, like, so whether that's a house move or whether it's something to do with family or a project or even just like a big life experience that's happening for you guys, it just feels like you're meant to be living this alongside one another and creating your own becoming as a couple through it. And it just feels really quite significant. It feels quite big. It feels quite special. Who you become inside of this life experience together, you've got no idea yet, but I think you're going to be quite amazed at who you become through it and how your relationship evolves because of it. And so it's almost like just go into that experience that you know you're supposed to be doing and know that it is taking your relationship to the places that you need it to go, but it's the living of it that will give you the information and the knowledge and what it is you're waiting for, right? If you're single, then I would suggest that May is a very fated month for you to be meeting somebody that you're supposed to be experiencing. So it's a really good time to move away from the tiny specifics and the petty details and just allow yourself the living experience of one another and know that through the experience of one another, there is a becoming taking place. You will be changed by them. They will be changed by you. And this is an experience that is meant to be lived. Maybe try not to get too focused on, oh my gosh, is it for a day or is it for 40 years? Like just know it's not a day. Don't feel like this is a one-off day thing like a fling. But this is an experience that you are meant to be having, and it's through the living of it that will decide what it will become later. But it's really important to be here for the living of it. And that I would say that applies also if you're already in relationship, if you're already experiencing another. So whether you're in a really long-term one or you're just at the beginning, it is the living of one another that is going to change both of you. Anybody, any Cancer in relationship right now, anybody in relationship right now with who is in a relationship with Cancer, you guys through the living of each other are changing each other. Try not to ascertain what those changes are meant to be. Just live them and know that the changes will very naturally take place. Transformation will take place. I don't believe anybody can experience Cancer and not be changed by them. You are such big, powerful energy, and you're such heart energy, and you're so special. And I think, how can anybody come into contact with a Cancer, and especially through a loving experience like a romance relationship, and not be changed by them? But at the same time, because of who you are as a person, you are changed by the other. So this is about allowing the living of it to be transforming. Allow it to change you. Allow it to change your life and allow you to change each other without trying to direct and determine what those changes should be. And know that the living of it will provide the fullness of life, will provide the fullness of satisfaction and experience. Just be in it this month. Just be in it bravely. Be in it bravely. Bravely into new worlds, because I think obviously those finer details, they're really hard to trust in sometimes. You know, the finer details are like, oh, it's making me uncomfortable and I feel really vulnerable and I'm having to share different sides of myself that I'm not used to doing. And I think taking a breath and allowing the living of it and just going in with some bravery, a bit like what I said with you know, like, it's just going to require a bit of bravery to go through the gateway. It's just going to require a bit of bravery, because any old stories associated with the relationship may be actually current ones. This might be how you currently feel. This isn't an old story. This is a current one. And by meeting it differently now, you have the power to change what your relationships look like forever. This is really big stuff. Do go back, rewatch the video, and put it in the shape of relationships if you haven't already felt that whilst you're watching it, because I bet it applies, and you could see how interacting with your other is really applicable through this whole sort of reading. So big month of change for you, lovely Cancerian. New worlds, brave new worlds. But go get yourself your brave sticker, whack it on. This month, your name is bravery. Oh, I felt that so strong in my heart. It makes me really emotional, actually, almost welled up. Oh, Cancer. This month, your name is bravery. Oh, I'm not even going to say anything else. Right. If you'd love to join me on Patreon, if you're feeling good about that, like, Emma, I want to be on your Patreon. I want to hear more from you. I want to connect with you in the week. I can't wait to come and play with you. Then you're welcome to come on my Patreon. I am posting daily readings, a connective tool for the week, and a monthly conversational video. I'm looking forward to doing lives. I'm just waiting for the community to blossom a bit more. So we can do live conversations, but I'm having lots of fun on Patreon. Please come and join us. I feel like Cancerians would really belong there. And my brain went blank then. If you would like a one-to-one, you can book in through my website. I'll pop a link in the description box, and I will see you next month for the June readings. Happy brave May. See you later. Bye.